Okay, for those of you who'll be tuning in later, I know yesterday we had finished our section on before the dinosaurs, and it just says review, and it doesn't say anything on Friday yet, but that will be your exam on Friday over this project. And I suppose you could say that when you took notes over this, I said you don't need to memorize. You don't need to memorize the animal, but you do need to start making correlations to what you wrote down to what you see. Yes, what?
We don't have to classify the name along with the picture.
No, but what it means, let me more accurately explain that in just a moment, okay? Because we have made references to that, okay? So what we mean is as follows, okay? So when we scroll through these, this is in your drop folder, okay? Everyone has access to this document, okay? It's, I think it's called 114B. That's the name of this file, okay? In the drop folder, look for a PowerPoint that says 114B. And this is why. So we said you don't have to memorize the end, but no, you don't. But we want you to be able to, are you two done back there?
Yeah, he was screwing around. So
Oh, yeah. So, okay. In other words, what animal is that? Say that again? Yes, the Daiictodon. So what you're going to see on your exam is you'll have all these pictures, okay? The reason that you have these on here so you can actually see the enlarged photo of this animal, okay? Because you also have this in your drop folder, okay? So like I said, it's called Notes 114B. That's the name of this file, okay? Then you also have, let's go to the drop folder. So this is that file. Then it's called EVD, Evolution Diagram 2022, or just 22. So what that means is here you have the smaller pictures because you have to have numbers assigned to these. Because the question will ask, okay, if you have these types of characteristics, which animal or animals is this referring to? Is it animal number 1? Is it maybe animal number 5, number 6, and number 7? And those are your selections that you would pick from. So these have the numbers. The PowerPoint doesn't. It's just bigger pictures of these. Does that make sense? Because if it makes sense to everyone in here, I would think that those tuning in later will say, oh, yeah, that makes sense to me. Like, for instance, maybe one of them could be, I better grab the mouse before this falls asleep. And of course, you may have to change this around and be able to look around. Maybe one of them is, how many tetrapods do you see? I'm just making that up.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So if you're looking at this and saying, well, gosh, I don't know, all those pictures are just too small. Well, what you could do then is switch over to that and then go scrolling through these pictures then. Okay? So we had the Daiictodon before this. What is this one? Okay. We said Petrolacosaurus. This one is, starts with an H. Well, it is an amphibian. Say that again. This is a Hynerpeton. Okay. So then, what do we see here? What animal was this?
Let me just take my notes out.
So if you're looking at this and saying, I have no idea, that's why you took took notes over this. Okay? Yes, this is the Gorgonopsid. Okay? What is this?
Oh, I know. That's Chasmatosaurus.
Chasmatosaur. Okay? So then, what do we have here? It's not the best of pictures, but you get the idea. Starts with an H. Hycoethes. Okay? Here is your cephalaspis. Okay? Now, this was known for the first set or amount of great intelligence. Why? Because it had memory. Okay? Because this has a brain. Okay? But this one doesn't have to navigate from A to point B. So it's not saying that this isn't intelligent. We just would not associate that with being intelligent because it was characterized with this animal. Okay? Then what do we see here? Now you have to look close. We know that it's a sailback. We only talked about 2 different types of sailbacks. Okay, so there's an Adeposaurus or the other one starts with a D, the Dimetrodon. Okay, so when you look at this, you'd have to look close. Okay, so pay attention to what you see here, whatever the question's asking. Okay, what type of animals might gain or lose heat because of their skin? We know it's a sailback, but that's also an herbivore. Well, there are 2 sailbacks. One was this one, okay, the Adeposaurus. Then the other one was the Dimetrodon. Obviously, that's not a Dimetrodon. That's not a Dimetrodon. That's Brontoscorpio. Which one was this one? We'll just go ahead and classify it. This was Meganeura. Okay. Then, who's this one? It's the very first animal we talked about. Anomalocaris. Okay. Then, who's this one? Starts with an E. Euparkeria. Okay. So going back to that original question, there were 2 sailbacks, the Adeposaurus, and then this one also has a sailback. But what stands out in your mind between this one and this is where you probably take that Word document and be able to figure that out. Okay? Because this is just a slow way of doing this, I know. So what type of diet does this one have?
Plants.
Yeah, so it's an herbivore. Because, yes, it's a tetrapod.
Wait, how are we supposed to tell? Like, I can't see the difference in it.
Why a turkey?
Right.
Just from the teeth? That's it?
Okay, so look at the jaw there. What?
Yeah, I know, but that's the only way we can tell.
Mm-hmm. I mean, okay.
I mean, use your brain a little bit. That's about it.
They look the exact same except better teeth.
That's what makes humans so smart. Is that they're really good at memory.
I'm going to end up doing the same exact thing.
This is my kingdom come.
Okay. It's pretty hard to mistake that, right?
No, it just died. What was that one called again?
This one is the Dimetrodon. Okay?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I understand now.
And then what's
All right.
the other one?
Adeposaurus.
Duh, you killed another animal.
I can't hear you.
Did you do that yesterday?
The first one? No.
The second one?
This one? No. This was not yesterday.
What was the second one called?
This is the second one. This is a Dimetrodon.
What's the first one?
Adeposaurus.
Where would that be?
That was probably 2 or 3 days ago. That was last week.
We have a Diectodon.
Yes, you do. You should.
That was the last one I did.
It's the small creature.
Okay?
You just haven't been paying attention really, 'cause
I don't think I have that one in my notes.
Because we've been writing these. Okay, just a general question. Does anyone not have all of these wrote down? Do you have 14?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I
You're nodding your head yes, so you've got 14.
I have 13.
So part of that could be, I understand you left early on yesterday, but last week?
14, get 14.
Okay, so you got 14.
14, uh-huh.
Okay,
So then I have 12 in my notes.
so then you must be missing 2 somewhere.
Well, yeah, still need to watch the thing. I got pulled into a meeting during my.
Yeah, I only have 13.
Okay, well, I don't have any control over that.
Like, unpaid attention.
All right. And, okay, so that's all of them then. Okay, so what's significant about this one? What is it, first of all?
What was this one again?
It's a walking closet.
It's a very large fish. This is Hyneria. Okay? What can you tell me about Hyneria?
This must be the one I'm missing.
Okay? Is this a super predator? But it's not the only super predator. Okay? This is the first aquatic vertebrate super predator. Because we also talked about the Anomalocaris. This is also a super predator. But this is an arthropod. So it's an invertebrate, not a vertebrate. Okay? So this is where, in your drop folder, okay, EV or whatever that was called, Eval 22, that has the smaller pictures. This is Notes 114B that has the pictures of the larger animals. Okay, so what you do is your time to start looking and characterizing these animals according to what you wrote down and what you see. All right. Front row, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, second row. Third row.
I'm on the bus, yes.
Okay, so you have not quite a half hour, but the rest of the time then is yours.